Oh, cool.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order. I know it's not on our agendas, but if we could all please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and thank everybody for coming. Can I get an approval of the agenda, please?
A motion to approve the agenda.
Motion? We have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And passes. The consent agenda, all items under the consent agenda will be moved in one motion. I have a motion to approve the consent.
I'll approve that consent agenda.
Is that a motion? Is there a second? Don, second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, passes. First order of business, golf course, golf carts. Approved resolution 2021-15. Donation from the EDC. I would make a motion to approve it. I have a second. Second. Do we have any discussion on the donation from the Blackduck Development Board? All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
With a vote of 3-1. Motion passes. Donation is accepted. Next, look over the agreement. I have a motion to approve the lease agreement with Versatile. Then Christina, I will go ahead and make a motion to approve the agreement from the lease agreement for the used golf carts. Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Thank you, John. Do you have any discussion?
I have a question.
Okay.
So we have the 10,000 to start the lease
Correct.
agreement. And it looks like the trajectory of the rental has been pretty good for money wise. So we're gonna project out for for the rental, what we have now, is that what we're gonna use to pay the rest of the lease, the lease, or is that how, where's the money coming from?
That would be correct. The money that the golf course would be making with the lease, with the cart rentals,
So the golf,
tournaments and, correct.
yeah,
It is projected that the golf course would be paying for it.
so they're all liable for the whole rest of the lease.
Yeah,
On paper,
but the city, we would have to back them if should something happen, if that's what you're asking. Yes.
Well, of course, let's leave it back. But, I mean,
so Don, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're asking if the golf board will be able to make enough money to pay for the $16,690 for the 6 months every year on leasing of these 15 golf carts on top of the negative balance that they already have every year.
well, that's what I'm hoping that happens. From what I understand.
Do you need more information, Don?
Well,
Or
for what I understand is the projections all look good. I was just making sure that it's all gonna come to fruition.
okay.
Yeah, so you have a staff member who's using his hand.
Oh.
You want to
Jim
recognize him? I would,
Anderson,
you need to come up, Jim.
you want to stand?
There's too many people in the room for you not to. I'm sorry.
Can you stand here? Okay.
Go up there. Please, sir.
Just up a little bit. This morning, every Monday and Friday, we fuel the gas carts in order. And this has been brought to light before, but it struck me this morning with the gas prices went up to $3.09. So this month alone, we will be paying $640 for gas and oil in the carts that we have now, which we paid for 3.5 for the electric carts. Paid the lease for 3.5 of those carts. Gas prices are going to continue to go up the rest of the season. So, I mean, just a little information to help you out just a little bit.
Appreciate it.
But, and that doesn't include any of the other mechanical that we're putting out every month on these carts.
Oh, I know what they're
They're
shot.
10 years old.
I know they're shot.
But I mean, it just hit me this morning when I saw how much we paid just this morning for gas and oil, which was $80. And we do this every Monday and every Friday. So
That's good information.
hopefully that'll help you a little bit.
It is good information.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
I think it, this time if the public has, something they would like to say about the lease agreement, importance of leasing the cards. Someone would like to address the council. Tim?
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Tim Sumner. County County District 4 Commissioner. I want to say thanks for allowing me the time to speak. I guess I'm kind of late to the party. I'm not too sure where this all lies and sits with the community. I was made aware of this situation over the weekend, and I feel that it's my duty as commissioner to try to look out for the best interest of everybody in the district. As I was coming in here, I drove through 31 there and 30, and came by the golf cart course, and from my understanding, the course isn't really a moneymaker. But a lot of the businesses that are surrounding or in the area really do benefit from the golf course. And from the concerns that I heard this morning is that they would hope that city would, be supportive of maintaining the course and the lease agreement and things like that. So I guess I just want to let you guys know what I produced. There's the grocery store that benefits. There's resorts in Upper Red Lake that bring in a lot of tourists every summer that come down and patronize the community, the golf course, things like that. Tribe in Red Lake utilizes the course quite often, and I do believe they have a youth tournament, every year. Passing through this evening, I seen about 6 Red Lake cars, parked there. So, my family golfs there. I wish I was a golfer, I would. But I know this is a tough decision. Trying to figure out, what's best for your community, because I deal with it on a monthly basis, yearly basis, taking you guys have a tough decision. So I commend you for stepping up and doing what you feel is right. That's about all we can do. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can speak, even though I'm not prepared, and I don't want to stand up here, but I'm not going to sit down and do nothing because I think that's been done too much. I did a lot of homework with this. I'm the one that kind of brought it to the table. I would highly suggest that the council passes this. I think if you don't do it, you're doing nothing again, and you're not going to move forward. It's not going to benefit anybody if you don't do anything. I think we're taking a risk. I don't deny that. I think it's really hard to nail down the exact monies. I think we've tried to do that and we've all failed. So I do think it's a risk. I'm not a gambler, but I would take a risk, and I would vote yes on this for sure. Okay.
Thank you. Charlie?
Thanks. Okay, and I'm not prepared either, so, our council member, the council member mentioned that the business in Blackduck benefit from the golf course. And I can look around here and I see people that come to the golf course, come to the grocery store, they come to the timberline, they come to the restaurant. They might not live in this community in city limits, but they're members of the surrounding community. And that's the whole community. And these people, they're not going to quit golfing if the golf course is gone. They can go to Bemidji, they can go to Grand Rapids, they can go to Deer River, and when they're in those communities, they're going to spend their money in those communities. Now, me and Scott employ around 30 employees. Are they going to lose their job when the golf course is gone? No. But it chips away at it. The golf course is gone, then this is gone, then this is gone. So it's something that benefits the community as a whole. The other thing is there's 1,000 towns in this state that would love to have that golf course. And once it's gone, it's never coming back. You think losing $10,000 is something now? Wait till you spend millions of dollars to try to bring it back. Because once it's gone, it's gone. It'll never come back. And for 40 years, 60 years, the council members and the people of this community have known what that golf course has meant. They have always tried to keep it going.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Dan Carlson. I'm a science teacher at the high school, and I'm also the golf coach. New golf coach, and just to let you know, some changes that are coming up here. Kellier golf team and Blackduck golf team, we're talking now about merging. Because Kellier Northome does not have a golf course. Their coach brings their team down here. So it makes sense for us to join. Just this past month in June, we had our first community ed golf, and we had 9 young golfers, and the youth is the future of our community. And having them coming out and playing more, and having the team coming out, the high schoolers coming out and playing, it adds to their lives. If we don't have the golf course here, the high school's gonna be missing out. The high school participants are gonna be missing out. And Blackduck has done well in golf 4 years, and we're building that back up. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
I just got one quick question. When you say the high school is going to be missing out, are you going to close your golf sport down, or are you going to go to a different course if we decide not to move forward with it?
That's a great question and would have to be addressed. It's definitely going to be tougher, and it's going to increase costs of the school district
Okay.
to travel to a course further away.
I see Melanie Cleveland in the back there.
Yes.
Did want to introduce herself.
Oh,
this
yeah.
evening.
So, I'm like walking right into it.
Yeah.
I was told to start at 6:30, so I apologize. I just wanted to take a minute and just introduce myself to the city council. My name is Melanie Cleveland. I'm a second grade teacher at Blackduck, and I'm the new community ed director. I'll be doing that in addition to teaching full-time, but I have big hopes for it, that we can start to get the school back as the center of our community. We're currently working with United Way of the Bemidji area to look at getting, they're calling it like a little clubhouse program with the Boys and Girls Club, starting something like that with the school. That's the first thing on my agenda. But I just wanted to put a name to a face, recognize you as Daniel's grandpa. Is that correct? Got that right? So I just wanted to introduce myself and let you know if there's anything that's coming up through the community that you think that we could liaison with the school, I'm the contact. Leave a message. Oh, yeah, well, that was my first thing that I did as community ed director before I was hired as community ed director, was start a junior golf program out of the golf course this year. Mr. Carlson was our instructor. We had 2 high school students off the golf team that volunteered their time to help out with the kids. We had 9 kids started that completed the program every Wednesday in June. The golf course was very accommodating, and kids had a really good time. So we've already got it on the agenda for next year. So far, that's what I've accomplished as the community ed director, and I think that it's building, we're really looking at building up our youth in activities in Blackduck, getting them to do things that keep them busy and yet still keep them in our community. Does have any questions for me? All right, well, thank you.
Not right now.
I know, right? Leave a message.
Next,
have-
one more thing, I should have mentioned, just, I'm not sure, I know Jason's on the golf board and, it's something that we talked about a lot, that I learned to host a successful tournament, you have to have, from what I've understood, about 24 carts. Otherwise, they have to go find carts somewhere else in order to host. So that's kind of one of the big reasons why this is getting pushed so much, is so we can start hosting more tournaments, and that would generate so much more income. So at 12, and I do believe a couple of those 12 are broke down, would be increasing up to the 24 and be able to use those to host tournaments. I know I seen another tournament on Facebook this weekend from a gal in Kellier who's hosting a tournament at Castle Highlands. So she's bypassing Blackduck to host a tournament in Castle Highlands. I think that's one example of probably 5 that I could probably pull up right here in the room right now, you know, and that's just one weekend that I happen to notice it, so increasing the fleet would be where there are a lot of tournaments, and I just was not sure how much you guys were aware of that.
Thank you. Do you have any other questions? You guys have anything you want to say, voice of concern, or? Then I guess,
I got something to say, Matt. Oh, you want to go ahead, sir?
Dwight? Oh,
I'm Dwight Pelvig. I'm the president of the Blackduck Development Corporation. Sorry I'm late. I just would like to be here and basically respond to any questions you may have regarding the donation that we were hoping to make for the golf course and for the purchase of the purchase or lease, whatever the arrangement is for golf carts. We're an organization that believes strongly in promoting our community and believes in the development of business in a lot of different ways. Companies across America advertise in a lot of different ways and generate business through something called a loss leader. We have a lot of examples right here in town. You can go to a grocery store and you can buy a particular product on sale for that week, and they're going to take a loss on it because it's going to generate more activity in the store. That's going to generate more business for them and hopefully generate more profits. In a lot of ways, the golf course, in a sense, is our loss leader from the standpoint of it doesn't have to make a profit to be something that's important to our community. It needs to be a service that's provided to our community, providing a quality of life that the communities look for, and the people that live in the community look for. We have a track that runs around our community, costs thousands and thousands of dollars to build and to maintain every year in regards to plowing snow, mowing grass around it, and so on. We don't generate $1 off of that, but it's made our town better. We have a wayside rest in our town that draws people off the highway that ultimately may make a purchase in our town. I don't think we make any money on that particular item either, but it's important for a town to have that over and over again. Golf course may be a little more extravagant, but yet it's in that same vein. It's important to our community. BDC believes strongly in maintaining that presence in our community. We want it to be here. It's made our town better. It's made our town known around the state for having a small town with a 9-hole course that's competitive and beautiful, attractive. It draws people from all over the state over and over and over again. Golf is a destination activity. It's not just locals that are using it. People drive hundreds of miles to come to Blackduck to golf 18 holes on a day in the middle of the summer when they could have stayed home and done something closer. It's important to have that presence in our town, and we want it to be here for a long, long time. The people that opened that course back in the 30s had a vision for this town. It's made our town better. I hope that you realize that. And it's important to honor that vision by maintaining that presence in our community. It's been a lot of years that course has been here over and over again. It struggled. It's had its good years and its bad years. It's had its good managers and its bad managers. But the main thing is it's persevered. It's stayed here in town. And it's provided a wonderful opportunity to recreate and to promote our community. And by not accepting our donation, we would be very disappointed in the idea that you have no long-term vision for this town. None at all. And that is really, really disappointing. City councils need to have a long-term vision, something that looks beyond an immediate number on paper. You need to look at something that's going to generate a quality of life for our town. And it not always comes down to a bottom line number. It comes down to what kind of a lifestyle and community we want to have. Blackduck is better off with that golf course. It's important to have, and I want to stress it more than once. We think it's so important that we are willing to donate that kind of money for this kind of activity because it's important, period. End of question, end of statement. Thank you for your time. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Any questions?
Donation is already approved.
Mhm.
Okay, it has been approved? Okay, I wasn't aware of that, sorry.
But you haven't approved the lease.
We're letting people speak, but
Right.
we're all for there.
This has all been great. I mean, everybody in town that has talked, it's made a lot of sense. I mean, grocery store, accounting office. I mean, everybody that has spoke, teachers, activity directors. I mean, everybody that spoke has made at great points. It's all common sense to me. New to town on city council. I mean, this is really good. So.
Then I think there's no other comment. Grant, would you like to speak? Thank you.
Couple quick questions before I make a few points. First, everyone knows what I do for a living, so I'm scratching some numbers. Prior to the meeting, my understanding is the lease payment on the 15 cards being proposed is 16,650. Is that correct? And that is for 15 cards
For 5 years, correct?
for 5 years.
6 months on, 6 months off.
Is that exclusive of the $10,000 donation that's already been approved?
Mhm. That's without the donation.
That's without. At some point, the city, the golf course has to do something, whether you want lease cards now or do something a year from now, 3 years. from now. Listening to Jim, listening to other community members, those cards are dying. They're correct.
Yeah.
In my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is the buyout per card is $1 at the end of 5 years.
Yes.
And I think most folks that golf know what a golf cart, even a late model used, costs today, correct? So if you do the math, and I'm sure everyone has, but just in case you haven't, if you accept, scratch that, I know you've already accepted our donation. With that donation, you essentially are purchasing, if you will, 15 golf carts for $4,883 at 0% interest over 5 years. Now, the price of golf carts today, in my mind, that is a no-brainer.
That's a, thank you.
I think it's just a different way of looking at it.
Yep.
Yeah, with brand new batteries.
Mhm.
Brand new batteries now, but they last for 7, 8, 10 years.
Christina, was there something you wanted to address while on the graph that you provided?
Well, yeah, I mean, I provided this to the public to look at. I know I've been sending it to golf board members and the council, and this is just a comparative as far back as I possibly could go on full revenue and expenditures for the golf course going back to 2008. And I know that there's been members asking for, how much have we done cart rental and green fees and tournaments, and, for as much as, this office has changed hands and being able to make these numbers as close to what the council would like to see, representative of what's going on out there. My biggest point that I want to make is the 2021 numbers on this form. You've got a total revenue of $96,621 so far this year. That's without the $10,000 budgeted transfer from the liquor store. Comparative to last year at this time, when we did $95,994,000 when we did.
Christina, one note, under the expenditures, is that including the cart shed as well? What we owe every year on the cart shed?
Are you talking previous years? Yes.
2021,
No, that does not include the cart shed payment yet.
what is the cart shed's payment?
$68.81.
So another $68.81, okay.
Okay. Comparative, may I continue?
Yes, you may.
Comparative to July 2020 full expenditures through July was $93,751. Cart rental revenue $16,264. So we're up over $3,000 from last year at this time. Green fees, $25,831. So we're basically on par for green fees at this point from last year.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I think, make sure we turn around again. Oops. We have a motion and a second.
Do you want a roll call or are you just?
I'm going to ask for a roll call vote on this.
Okay,
Yes.
and I would start with Mayor Gillette,
Votes aye.
Counselor Seitz,
Aye.
Counselor Cole,
Nay.
and Counselor Johnson.
Yes.
Your vote is 3-1.
3-1. For approval. You want to make a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're adjourned.
Session after, correct? Yes.